8 years, 1 month, and 8 days. That's the difference between the releases of Mario Kart 8 for the Nintendo Wii U to the new installment in the series, which is Mario Kart World for the Nintendo Switch 2. Let me announce this again. 8 years, 1 month, and 8 days. What in the actual fuck is this? I don't think I'm crazy when I say I expected more, right? Does anybody else feel that way? Are we fully content of having this as a character? Like really, I want somebody to tell me that they wanted the fishbone that first appeared on Super Mario World as a playable character on Mario Kart World. Well, now that I'm actually saying it, kind of makes sense because of the names. But you know what? Another example. I want somebody to tell me they wanted a bat. Not like a special bat that has formed part of Mario. Oh, no. A simple bat. Because fuck you. That's what you deserve after 8 years of development. A fucking bat. I don't think it's crazy, right? Like, after all this time that has passed and playing with an excellent roster of characters for Mario Kart 8 that sure, it didn't start the strongest, but as time passed, it definitely redefined itself. You think that with 8 years, one of the biggest companies in gaming would learn something from its mistakes. But then again, it's Nintendo we're talking about. You got your normal standard ones like Video Game Man, Scared Green Dude, Peach and Orange Peach, Yosh, and the Monkey. Alright, it's something that basically every single game has had till this point. Can't complain with that. Then you got the ones that were supposedly going to be the game breaker for this release. You got Goomba, alright. Nabbit, sure, hey, that's pretty cool. Sidestepper, wait, isn't that just a crab? Rocky Wrench, wait, isn't that just Monty Mole? Dolphin. What? This game has a lot of flaws that from the very get-go had me doubting if this game was actually worth its price. I won't deny that. The in-betweens, the online, the lack of doing something in open worlds, yada 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 yada. Everyone has complained about that. But I haven't seen anybody complain about the mid-roster they gave us after waiting this much time. Don't get me wrong, there are amazing picks they did for this game. But what the f happened here? So since that release, I've been wondering what could have been the other spots if Nintendo could have looked further upon their history. We're not talking about tracks or game modes they could have implemented. This video is restricted to new characters only. And don't think this is a generic list like, oh, I would have wanted the Koopalings back, because at the end, I will reveal characters that have only appeared just once on Mario's history that deserve the spot on Mario Kart World. So let's begin this stupid crap. You have an excellent roster of heroes and villains on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. I'm talking Kamek, Petey Piranha, the Koopalings, you know, nothing else could have been missing for this franchise. So what does Nintendo do for the new entry? Forget all of these mofos and as a f you to a fan favorite, turn him into an item. Yeah, you know what? My fault for hoping for more. And this does not only apply to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. What happened to King Bob-omb from Mario Kart Tour? An amazing throwback to Mario 64. Literally the first boss of the first 3D Mario game of Mario. What was Nintendo thinking when putting a crap before all of these options? I know it's supposed to be something unique, but my god, at least try to be original with your own franchise. Anyways, I do miss with all of my heart my beloved Petey Piranha on this game, and while I do believe this game will have DLC with many characters returning back from older entries, I don't know if we will ever have the return of King Bob-omb or even Kamek. Who knows? It's a possibility. But let's not limit ourselves. What about Thwomp as a playable character? Or Boom Boom and Pom Pom? Or a Blooper? Or even Chain Chomp? I mean, he can somehow play tennis. I don't think anybody will question how he can drive a kart, especially when you have other characters that have no arms and for some reason they are allowed to steer. This list of characters in my opinion are way more iconic than Dolphin. From the acclaimed game Dolphin 64, sure, because that's a thing, right, Nintendo? And if I'm going to be honest, these are probably the only ones who have a shot on making into the game on the next DLCs. These next phases that I'm going to be describing are purely delusional from my end. Let's move on. What happened to actually recognizing the younger brother of the Jumpman? Luigi has had his fair share of adventures on his acclaimed series of Luigi's Mansion, a series that literally defined its personality of being the scared but brave brother that will take on any adventure just to save his brother. With this series came an extensive catalog of characters that seem to only appear on this game specifically, and I seriously don't know why. Just imagine what could have been if we gotten Dr. EGAT as a playable character on Mario Kart World, as well as the most famous ghost from this franchise. Not the first game alone. How amazing would it be to have the different type of ghosts all playable on the same game, and also have this skin of this King Boo into the game? See what I'm saying? These are the options you really think when making a roster this big. Characters that maybe are not recognized by everyone, but sure do bring a lot of personality into the mix and not fall into safer options. My overall picks when it comes to the Luigi's Mansion universe are obviously Professor EGAT, the most iconic ghost from all the sagas, and as a special one, the Polterpup. Because if a cow, a dead fish, whatever this thing is, then how can a ghost dog not be a racer, right? I'm telling you, Nintendo is missing the opportunity of doing something so iconic because of a crap! The Mario Galaxy Saga is something that literally marked an after and before on the history of Mario. Nintendo gained so much respect from everyone when this game released, having literally everything nailed down, from history to message to gameplay to music, and of course to the creation of new characters. How come Luma after all these years has only been a companion to Rosalina and not an actual player on Mario Kart? What even happened on giving Luma some recognition like on Mario Kart Wii? Imagine if we could have also played as Luba from Super Mario Galaxy 2 instead of Dead Fish. Or as how I started this bit, as the Whittle from also Super Mario Galaxy 2. I'm literally not joking when I say that you could play Super Mario Galaxy for less than 30 minutes and find better contenders for Super Mario Galaxy than a bat. There are so many references you can do with this saga in particular, but hey, it's my opinion against a multi-million-dollar video game company, right? It's them who are making the right decisions, right? Alright, no worries, just a fan with so much nostalgia for this game, I guess. Moving on! I'm not the biggest fan of Paper Mario. I do love the concept of Paper Mario and the originality that it brings to the table, but if I'm being honest, I haven't played in its entirety the best game from this saga, which is Paper Mario and the Thousand-Year Door. But for the very little of time that I did, it had many characters that could easily be a spot on Mario Kart World. Just think how amazing Paper Mario characters could have been on this game. Koops or Goombario driving alongside Paper Mario in an origami track from the Origami King. Just how cool this concept could have been if Nintendo could have done more than a animal. There is so much potential if you dig deep enough. And it couldn't only be restricted to this game. The Origami Peach from the most recent one, or the Paint Bucket from Paper Mario Color Splash, or the Female Goomba again from Paper Mario the Thousand-Year Door. Like, why all of these characters are stuck to these type of franchises and never see the light of day in a new game? Alright, before moving on to my next and final point, I want to reassure you that this is merely my opinion. And if you made it this far into the video, please try to understand me. MC Ballyhoo from Mario Party 8, El Piantissimo from Super Mario Sunshine, the Scary Piano from Mario 64, Flood. Not Mario with Flood, no. Just the actual device driving. Don't say you weren't warned. The host from Mario Party 8 who suddenly never returned for future entries of the saga, a running competitor on Super Mario Sunshine that dressed up as a pianta that never returned as well, a Scary Piano from Mario 64 that gave nightmares to everyone that played this game as a kid, and a literal machine of water driving around with everyone. These characters and more, like Robo Mario from the arcade series, Starlo from Mario and Luigi's Dream Team, or even the flying carpet from Mario Rainbow Ride, yes, that one, are some picks that for myself not only are something you'd never expect to see, but you wouldn't even question it because of the originality and symbolism they have to the Mario games. It's so sad that these characters are just a one-time thing and never see the light of day ever again. And it's even more sad that these deep characters are overshadowed by a animal. It's just why is this a thing, bro? Why is this even a consideration when talking about a video game character? Like, bro, why? In the end, it's Nintendo who has the final decision of who gets to make it into the roster of Mario Kart World. But when you take into consideration all of the legacy they've built over the years, all of the adventures they have made Mario go through, whether it's on their main games or spin-offs, take in consideration all of those character options and say, you know what? Let's add the Goomba as a playable character. And don't get me wrong, Goomba is fine, Snowman is amazing, and the cow is iconic for Mario Kart. But really, 40 years of history and one of the best picks for a $100 game is a crap Nintendo? Are we really happy with this shit? I don't know, I just would have hoped this super big game, as they called it, would have had the same fan service as Crash Team Racing or Sonic Cross Worlds. Out-of-pocket characters and crazy references that go back into the character's history. But oh well, it's Nintendo, and they know they can't put anyone on the roster and everyone will complain at some point, but it will still sell. We are part of the problem as well, huh? And you know what? Why am I even complaining? I don't even have the game or the console. Who knows? Anyways, did I forget somebody? Oh, that's right. And now, everybody, the characters Nintendo's missing out on adding. It's me, baby. Yes, Delusional's big day onto Mario Kart World. I'm gonna finish first on everyone's faces. That sounded wrong. Now that I'm saying it, I'm sorry. Thank you all so much for watching this rant, as I would like to call it, and hearing my weird picks for Mario Kart World. I have more characters listed, so if you really like this video, I may consider making a part 2 on this. Let me know which characters you feel are missing for Mario Kart World in the comments. Anyways, this has been The Batoons, and I'll see y'all on the next video. Adios.